Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, and this video is what will be the talk around the table this year. This is stock market analysis for the week of November 19th, 2018. If you would like to receive intra-week updates, www.attackthemarkets.com. Fill in your first name, your best email address, follow the directions, and you'll be on the distribution list. Facebook group is at facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. If you like what you're hearing in this video, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you never want to miss a video when one is updated, hit subscribe and smash that bell so you'll be notified when I upload a video. Okay, so let's talk about the market first, and then we'll talk, kind of all interweaves into the title, right? So the S&P 500, we'll start here, is forming a triangle. Okay, or a coil, but it looks more like a triangle to me because there are some swings. And the difference is a coil is just really tight without any predefined swings, while a triangle has those predefined swings, and that's what we're looking at right here. So we had a triangle back here. It broke to the upside. Will this triangle do the same? Well, the thing about triangles is it brings the market down to a point of equilibrium, so you watch to see which way it releases. So if it goes higher, then we should chug on up to new highs, and that very well could happen, and it very well could happen before the end of the year. However, if we break down, then we're looking at potentially a test and or a break of the lows of the year. Okay, so this spike low here in October did pierce the 78.6% retracement, but we didn't close there. So that may be a test and hold. However, if we break it again, that to me is a short-term short signal. Okay, I'm not looking for a new bear market or a huge correction or anything like that just yet. I'm just looking for a short-term bear signal. And why I love using these reference lines, wow, did you hear that crack in my voice? Why I love using these kinds of reference lines is you know where you're wrong right away. For example, if you decided you were going to short the 78.6% the first time down, okay, and that's a very, very aggressive move, but let's say you did. Well, you know, as soon as it came back above the 78.6% retracement, you were wrong. So it was small risk. Well, it's the same thing here, but oftentimes the second mouse will get the cheese, right? So this could be a second mouse type setup here. So will it happen this week? Well, it's 3.5 days this week, right? And Wednesday is usually dull. Friday's a half day, day after Thanksgiving. Of course, Thursday we're off for Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I think maybe the game plan for this week is wait and see. And I hate being on the fence. I've been getting grief about that for about 20 years from people because they want real dynamic opinions. And no, we're going higher, we're going lower. I get it. I understand. I don't want to listen to or read people that are wishy-washy either. However, the pattern suggests, along with the time of year, the seasonality here, which is a holiday week, right, that we are more likely to consolidate than get a directional move here. If things change, I'll send an email. That's why you need to be on the intra-week update list. Okay? All right, great. Here's the diamonds, look similar. Here's the Russell, also looks similar. I mean, I didn't draw in all these lines, but if I do, you could see a lot of these will look similar. It's not as crisp, right? But it's there. Here's the NASDAQ. And here's the mid caps. Right? What we have is we have higher lows. So a lot of people who read 1 or 2 pages of a technical analysis book go, oh, look, it's a higher low. That means we're going higher. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going higher. Could we? Yes. But it will be more than likely after we finish setting up this next equilibrium pattern. Okay, and here it's the triangle. All right? Okay, let's look at some sectors real quick. Semiconductors, right? You could draw a line here. NVIDIA, something about guidance or earnings or whatever it is. I don't really have the article handy here, but it got smashed on Friday. I mean, this is, yeah, you could definitely call this a bear market for NVIDIA. I just don't like painting such a broad brush here, but it's definitely on in the correction phase. I mean, it's lost almost half its value, not quite half its value, but I mean, we could figure it out if you want to. Let's see. We can do this, and we can do this. We can figure out it's lost. Boom, yeah, it's 43.17%. I mean, that's a pretty big drop here on one of the leaders, KLA Tanker, one of the previous leaders, sorry, KLA Tanker, back into its 50-day moving average. How about Intel? Yeah, Intel's still between its 50 and its 200-day moving average. How about the banks? So the banks, they see if they can get above their 50-day. Here's Bank of America. Whoop, that's Boeing, sorry. Here's Bank of America. Again, high or low. Here's JP Morgan. Here's Citigroup. Yeah, Citigroup's still acting the weakest. This is the one I'd be looking to short if I was looking to go short the banks. I'm not saying that that's the play, but if it was. Here's the broker-dealer. Okay, it's also with a high or low. Here's Goldman, just acting like crap-ola here. And could set up a coil and continue lower, break, and stick below 200. Here's Morgan, also not acting so great. Here's Legg Mason, a pretty serious downtrend here. So the broker's definitely not acting well. Yeah, we have higher lows, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean it. It could form a triangle. It could form an ABC pattern up. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get a mega bounce. Let's look at biotechs, because if I don't, I get yelled at. Biotechs have the matching lows, but under the 200-day moving average. Pretty sloppy more than anything. Biogen, I'm really not interested in any of these right now. Pretty more sloppy than anything. Let's look at Caterpillar and Deere. I mean, Deere is right on its 50 and its 200-day moving average, so to watch that to see if that releases one way or the other. Let's look at the glamour stocks. Amazon, yeah, I mean, big news is how they picked two new headquarters, or HQ2s, whatever they're called, one in Virginia and one in New York. I mean, they were the pretty obvious picks because the second headquarters is always where the CEO wants to spend or does spend a lot of time. And, he spends a lot of time in New York and in Northern Virginia, of course, lobbying, whatever. Anyway, so you got the high or low here, but it's below the 200-day moving average. I mean, again, it doesn't look like a buy to me here. Apple, neither. I mean, Apple broke the 200-day. It's kind of hanging on here, but I mean, if by some chance we do get some selling, and I'm not, just because I don't think that's going to happen, and I think we're going to continue to form the triangle, if we do decide to sell, Apple's one that you may want to be watching, okay, for a short side opportunity. Google, still sloppy. How about Netflix? Yeah, also sloppy. The Zuck book, continuing to move lower. Let's see if it can hold here, because there is support down here, but if this falls here, there is a chance Facebook can go down to hole number 100, and that would be a pretty serious drop here from up here off the highs. I mean, it's not quite down 50% yet, right? 110 would be 50%, but I mean, even so, we can go to the custom date sort, and we can do this, and you can see it's pretty nasty so far, down almost 36%, right? All right, oil. So if you are a member of my list and you get the intra-week updates, you know that I sent out a blurb from my Inner Circle. So my Inner Circle is my premier membership. Right now there's a waiting list. It's by invite only, because what it includes 3 coaching sessions per month, as well as a weekly video, something like this, but it gets more specific with stock plays and management and stuff like that, as well as updates more than a few times a week. So the intra-week update list, sometimes I'll go a week or two without sending an update, especially if there's nothing really to talk about. But with the Inner Circle, I'm updating that a few times a week as well. All right. But anyway, more on that later. Like I said, it's by invite only. But I sent out a blurb about oil here, and oil had this nice move down on Tuesday, and I said, yeah, that's probably it for the short term, but that doesn't mean it's a buy. Okay, it's not a buy signal here, but it's time to, get trailing with the shorts. And here we go. Here we have a nice little coil here, and if this were to release, and I give the entries, and I also talk about the leveraged ETFs that you can use. But I'm not going to do that on this video because it's disrespectful, especially to those who invest in a circle membership. But anyway, this does look like it could get continuation. Will it be right here, or will it continue to form? Is this enough of a pause? All right, that's what you have to ask yourself. Gold. So my good friend Mike Swanson, who I really like Mike. Like Mike, and I don't know if I want to be like Mike, but I definitely like Mike. I'm not really a hat wearer. He's a big hat wearer and a mustache guy. But anyway, Mike talks about a potential bottom forming in gold, as do other people. I've read it around the interwebs. I'm not convinced yet. I'm still not convinced gold is forming the low here. And I think this could be a complex correction and continue to go lower. I think if it takes out this 112 level, I think it's going down here to the 2016 lows here. Okay, I think that those should be the lows. The lows down here in 2016. Okay, so again, I don't see a short right here, but I also do not see a long. Here's bonds. We talked about this divergence here, and it's really working out okay, but you're coming into the 50-day moving average. It hasn't really ripped off the divergence. I like to see more of a dynamic move off the divergence, but so far the divergence is working, but it may run into the 50-day moving average and just roll over, right? A strong trend, and it's kind of strong to the downside. It's not, like, oh my goodness, look how relentless this is, but oftentimes divergences will form. They'll just set up scalps. So again, I'm not a huge fan of buying into bonds here, but so far the divergence has worked. Okay? All right, so recap, and then I'm going to talk about the title of today's video. So I think we have a better chance of continuing to form this triangle than get a directional move. Of course, we could decide to break one way or the other this holiday shortened week. If we do, I think the next time we take out the 78.6% retracement here, I think we're going to, not in one day, I don't think we're going to get down to the 2018 lows, but I think we're going to head to those 2018 lows. If we break to the upside, and we have to get through the 50-day moving average, so I think that we're going to go up to new highs, and I think that can happen by the end of the year if we were to break out that way. Okay, so yeah, I'm on the fence, but the pattern calls for being on the fence. I'm not going to guess which way the triangle is going to break from. It's real easy to give reasons both way, right? Seasonality. Oh, this is a real strong time, and mid-year, and okay, and Trump didn't do bad in the mid-year, and okay, great. But the other side is, hey, you know what? This is impulsive, and now we're forming the continuation, and we're going, and the Elliott waivers, and okay, all right. Me, I want to see if this continues to form out, and then look which way it's going to break. All right, so let's talk about the title of today's video. So the title is, what will be the talk around the table this year? And I'm referencing what the talk was last year around the Thanksgiving table, the holiday table, and that was Bitcoin. All right. Here's a headline from November 27, 2017. The number of new Bitcoin accounts is skyrocketing. Right? Bitcoins increasingly get Main Street's attention, surges towards 10,000. We know that it doubled from there too, right? But you could see here, cryptocurrency exchange has added 300K users since day before Thanksgiving. That's all the talk, right? Oh, Bitcoin, crypto, Bitcoin, right? That's everybody's talking about it. Everybody's, all the hype around it. And recently, we've seen this, right? So here's the move, and then the big thrust forward, and then boom. Now, if you were just to look at this chart and not know it's Bitcoin, and I let the cat out of the bag, of course, you would think that, hey, this is a parabolic market that is starting to come back down to earth. And yeah, that's what it looks like to me, okay? We recently had a push down. I think it lost over $1,000 per coin, and I never got into crypto. I threatened to. I don't know who I threatened, but I think I threatened myself. Right? I threatened myself into getting into it, and it didn't, and I almost bought up here as it started to go higher, but I didn't again. So the question is, where is Bitcoin going from here? And rather than doing a full-blown analysis, I believe that Bitcoin will continue to move lower here. I don't think it's going to zero, but I think it can go into the 3,000s from here. I don't know if it's a short right here and now, but I do believe that people are soured on it. They all of a sudden didn't make all the money and riches they thought they were going to make. And yes, some people made money, a lot of millionaires, okay, but a lot of people also lost a lot of money. Their life savings, their investment savings, they mortgage their house to buy it. It happens all the time, right? And it's not Bitcoin's fault. Okay, it happens all the time. Unfortunately, I've seen it way too often. I've seen it repeat way too often. When I worked for the scumbag that I worked for, he would get emails and letters from people who, well, you said this was going to triple, so I took money out of my HELOC and I put it in, and now it's at zero. And he would flip out. Oh, I didn't tell you to do that. Well, yeah, you hyped the living crap out of the stock, and now you're not taking responsibility for it, right? And look, I get it. I understand that a lot of people, again, want the surety and want the hype, right? But first things first, and that's money management, right? There's nothing wrong with taking a small piece of your investment portfolio. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. It's your money. You do whatever you want. Taking a small piece of your investment portfolio and maybe putting them into more speculative positions, if that is what you want to do, and if that really complements other investment measures you're taking. Okay, again, I don't want to sit here and give advice and preach, but but just thinking, yeah, let's just throw it all on Bitcoin or throw it all on this crazy internet stock or biotech stock, or it's going to be the next Google, the next Facebook, okay, whatever, right? But I think the talk around the table is going to be how a lot of people got hosed in crypto, and is it time to sell? I don't think it's going to be, no, double down, buy more. I think that ship has sailed. I think it's going into the 3,000s from here. Again, I don't have a trigger, so let's see what happens. Maybe it does get a lift over the holidays. All right, so I want to take this time to wish you, the viewer of this video, a very happy Thanksgiving. I don't care if you're in the U.S. or not. I'm still thankful that you're watching my video. I try to be thankful every day, but sometimes I forget to be. I would love to say that I'm curbing my miserable status, but I'm pretty miserable every day. I just, I find something else to be miserable about. I guess it's getting older. Recently, it's that I've been off my diet for nearly a month, and it sucks. I mean, I'm not putting on a ton of weight back, which I'm happy about, but I just feel like crap. I feel much better when I'm doing the keto and everything. Whatever. This isn't the video about that. But I just, if you have the opportunity to tell somebody how thankful you are of them, do so. Spend time with loved ones, and if you ever want to, say hey to me, you don't have to say thanks to me, right? But if you want to say hey to me and you just want to drop me an email, I get a lot of people send me emails, say, hey, Tiny, I remember you from back when you were with this one or that one, or just want to say hey or whatever. I'm always open to talking to anybody that watches the video. And even if you don't agree with me, that's okay too. All right. I'd appreciate it if you weren't abusive in the comments or in the email, but if you feel that's necessary, then by all means vent. Right. But sometimes, people they want to talk to me, or they want to send an email and ask an opinion. Again, I don't really give advice. But if you need a chart analyzed or something like that, I'm just thankful that you're taking the time to watch my efforts here. So thank you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will talk to you in the intra-week updates if you sign up for the email list or in next week's video. Have a great trading week.